Good afternoon, it is Melissa Johnson speaking. I am the Principal Psychologist and the Director of Thriving Mind Psychology Clinic, located here in the beautiful Sunshine Coast. Sorry, bit wobbly, need to stay still. So of course we are completing Mindset Mastery in May. Today I wanted to talk to you about ruminating. And that is a choice. We have choices when we are ruminating. Now, often we are ruminating, or when we're ruminating, we experience generally fairly negative emotions. And they're generally emotions like anger, sadness, resentfulness, and frustration. Now, today I'm going to specifically talk about what happens, or in the ruminating in the context of when we're upset because of someone else's actions and behaviors. So when we find ourselves getting really hooked and ruminating and feeling really angry, annoyed, frustrated, sad, whatever it might be, because of someone else's actions, we actually have a couple of choices. So the first choice is to continue to ruminate. So if you choose to do this, you are choosing to continue to feed the fire. And if you want to do that, that's completely fine. But you have to own it. And you have to acknowledge and own the fact that if you continue to make the choice to feed the fire and to ruminate, then it's probably going to be, one, pretty unproductive, and two, it's probably going to have a really negative impact on your own mood and your own behaviors and your own actions and interactions for that time, for the day, for the week, however long you choose to sit with that rumination. Now, of course, the issue with that is if you're ruminating and angry and annoyed, your interactions with lots of other people in your daily life are probably going to be fairly negative. You might not even notice it, but often your own tone, your body language, the way you speak to people, other people pick up on that. And guess what? They project that back to you. So that's the first option, is to continue to fuel the fire. It's your choice, really. Second option is to make a decision around if there are any actions that you can take and if you want to take those actions. So in this specific example I'm thinking about, perhaps it is that you need to speak up and be assertive. And if you were to do that, you would do it in a way with a couple of sentences, right? There's 3 sentences you could use. Basically, you approach the person, you say, I'm feeling blah, whatever it is, anger, sad, resentfulness, frustrated, whatever the emotion. Insert your emotion here. The second sentence is because, and that's where you explain what the situation is that's bothered you, or what's happened or what hasn't happened. And then the third sentence is around offering a solution. So you let them know what it is you'd prefer or you need in future, or you would give a suggestion and ask them, well, what's your thoughts about we try it like this? Okay, so that is option 2, to take action, to be assertive, to approach the person, to tell them what happened, to tell them what you want and what you need. However, you must remember, if you choose to do this, again, it's your choice, and the other person may or may not pick up the ball and run with it. So you can be as assertive as you like, but it doesn't necessarily mean that the other person is going to hear you or want to hear you or take your thoughts and opinions on board. And that's completely fine. You have no control over that. What you had control over is whether you chose to take action and to speak up and be assertive or not. And you need to learn to sit with that. Whether you get the response you want or not, it doesn't matter. It's about knowing that you were able to be assertive and to speak up. And you may then need to make the choice to breathe into any discomfort that might be left, to make space for it, and to move past that and redirect your thoughts into yourself and your priorities and what's important for you. Third option is to do nothing. So you might actually choose to not go and approach that person. You might decide it's not a battle worth fighting, wasn't really that important, or it's not really something that you want to discuss. And that's completely fine as well. It's completely your choice to not go and see that person and talk to that person. But you then also have to own that. You have to then make that decision to let go of that rumination, to stop feeding the fire, to breathe into that anger or sadness or whatever it is, and make space for that, and make that conscious decision to redirect your energy, your thoughts back into yourself and what's important for you and what are your intentions for the day and your emotions and your priority. So that's the three options. If you are ruminating, it's probably because you chose to continue to ruminate, although it's maybe a subconscious decision at times because it's so automatic we don't even realize we're doing it. But you do have choice. Remember, we always have a choice of where we direct our thoughts. Puts you in control, and it completely has an amazing impact on your mood and your mental state. So you have the choice. Bye.